Welcome folks, this is episode 2. This is where I'm going to talk about 7 tools, 4 of which you will need the first night, 3 of which you will want. So the first thing you do, like any Minecraft game, is collect sources. You want to pick up rocks, and you want to get branches. I've already collected a lot, but this is how you do it. So let's go through this quick because, frankly, there's a lot of material, and I want you guys to know what to do on the first night. So the first thing you always do, I don't want to use all the rocks. You'd actually probably want to make a lot more spears. But that's how you make a spear. It's simple. It's easy to do. Let me pick up that stick. And they're easy to use. They're very much like a bow and arrow. Don't want to get too close. There is a problem. It will kind of fly back at you. So you don't want to get too close to the target. You get too close to target, it comes back and hurts you. Usually you want to be selective on who you kill, because in this game there are males and females, and if you have a reason that you'd want to do long-term breeding, you don't want to kill off all of one gender in your area. Now, as you can see, we got a lot. Well, I already had some raw beef to begin with, so that's actually 2 kills. But this is the cattle, the leather I got from that one cow. I could put on a hat. I could put on maybe shoes. I can't put on pants. This is my starting outfit for this game. So let's talk about the other stone you will need. The other stone we will want is, of course, a shovel. 2 L's. Now, when you work with 2 rocks, you're going to get a rock back. And it's getting dark. So let me put something down. See, there's the other rock. So, and I'll show you how to make torches when I get to the 3rd tool. Now this is useful for making houses, stuff like that. But also, I've just started a fire pit. So the next item we're going to do is an axe. This one's the one you kind of have to remember how to do, because it is the... To me, it doesn't look like an axe as much as a spaceship, engine, wings, cockpit, but that is an axe. The axe, let's pick up the stone, is very useful. It is what you're going to do to cut down trees. And you want to cut down a lot of trees at the beginning because you need the material. I know a lot of you don't like to do that because, one, without destroying the leaves, you don't get the sticks or the seedlings. You won't get the won't be able to replant. But in the first night, especially if you're not set for peaceful, you want to do this quickly. How much damage is done to this stone axe depends on the size and the toughness of the tree. If I was using this on a jungle tree, I'd probably have nothing left. Okay, there you go. Now, the next item is not a stone tool, but it's very important to survival out here. It is a fire starter. You take 3 sticks. Interesting, but I'm not going to get mad because 1 point rain will affect fires. They will make it harder to start, or if you're doing working with metal, it'll also lower the temperatures and you'll have to add more fuel. And that's one thing I want to show you. That's how you make torches. That's how you cook food. Don't worry about this. This is from an earlier version and doesn't really apply to you. And it's cooking. And voila. So, what I'm going to do now is show you. Whoa! If you don't mind, I'm going to turn the sound down just a little bit so you guys can hear me and you don't hear that. Now, you're not going to want to use fires unless you've already had an area to contain it, to protect you from creepers, keep the rain off, so on and so forth. Because when you're cooking like this, it's time consuming. You put one item in at a time. You can't do it like a furnace. Now, there's 3 items I'm going to show you how to make that are very important also to your survival in the long run, not the immediate period, the first night. And let us get some light. Could there be light? There you go. Alright, so this next one is a hammer. Now, it's kind of like a almost kind of looks like a shovel, but it's not. Pick up that stone. Now, the hammer is very important when you're dealing with light metals. This is a stone hammer. This allows you to work with metals like tin, zinc. And what you have to do, let me go back to our little classroom, which I have on the mini-map. And I'm getting rained on. Alright. You find a proper stone, you whack it. See? Alright, I've done this before. There's already a stone here. This allows you to take tin that's already been prepared in your fire pit with bellows. Once again, that's something you want to learn in the future. But this deals with metals. And over here, to the right, is where you put flux when you want to put 2 ingots together and make them into one. That's useful for when you're working with, you want to make anvils for the next heavier metals, because this will deal with tin and all that, make you tools for tin. But for example, copper, you can make an ingot with this, but you can't actually make a tool. So it's kind of a technology tree. You gamers know what that means. So the next rock we're gonna make, stone tool I should say, is a knife. It's very simple. You actually don't need most of this. It's a blade with an area that you can put on the shaft. This is useful in hand-to-hand combat, though I've never used a knife against creepers or anything like that. It seems a little silly to me. It's good for making bowls. If you made bowls the old-fashioned way, you use up a lot. You use up a lot of trees. This way is simpler, and it's also good for other things. You right-click on this and right-click again, and you get this. And this allows you to make, I don't know. You can make any recipe you want. See if it works. Yep, I got a meal. Energy, and it's filling. Now, it's probably not as filling as eating those 3 items, but it does give you other advantages. It's like making potions. Also, this can be used if you get wheat or grains. It strips off the grains. So you can use that and then use a mill, a flour mill, a hand, small one, to make flour. And then you can make bread. And it's raining, but let me do the last one. The last one is probably one you're going to recognize pretty much and know what it does automatically. I mean, it's kind of obvious what it does. And it's the simplest one to remember, because you're basically taking off almost all the stone. And then you work from over here to the right, and there you go. It's a hoe. We all know what this is. We all use it. Minecraft farming is very important. In this version of it, though, farming will probably come last, next to husbandry. Now this is a hoe. You know what it does. You've seen it before. It does this. Now when you get into tin and metals, items like the hoe will have modes. Things that a mode is basically a way of using it. For example, I can get a chisel when I get to tin. Chisel can be used to smooth out stone, make stairs. This hoe, if it was tin, would tell me the level of water that's getting to the soil. It could tell me how much nutrients are in the soil, and so on. And different plants will need different nutrients, and so on and so forth. So crop rotation is important in this game for long-term survival. Alright? Next episode will be about gravity and building things, and I didn't say gravel, I said gravity. Remember, physics is important here. If you try to build something out of dirt, the dirt will fall down and crush you. So we'll do that next episode. Have a great day.